Let's go, sir. I'm ready for the trial.
There you are. Any news? Preparations are underway on my side, but without your help, I'll have trouble defending you.
We found 2 witnesses who could vouch for us. The ink mistress, who heard the scene though she couldn't see it, and the carpenter who witnessed the whole thing. However, the carpenter warned us that his word would carry little weight.
What can the ink mistress report?
That she heard one of the men from the Bridge Alliance insult us before the attack.
So that contradicts the idea that this was an unwarranted attack. But it doesn't justify murder. And this carpenter...
He witnessed the whole thing and can confirm our innocence. But he told us that his testimony wouldn't help us.
I know who you're talking about, and he's not wrong. His past actions mean he's hardly credible. And his support for Alvida could easily be called into question. So if I were you, I'd think twice before putting him on the stand. It would be better to find other evidence, or find the prosecution's infamous witness before going to trial.
I already did.
We've spoken to the prosecution's witness, who won't be testifying at the trial.
Excellent. I hope you didn't use any underhanded methods
Bribery?
that could backfire. But this
Did
will give you a
bribery
much better
count?
chance at clearing your names, as the emissary will have nothing to back up her accusations. The whole affair seemed suspicious, but the witness's reversal makes me think there's more to it than that. Some dark plot whose inner workings we may never
I
understand.
kind of understand. It's because she has other plans here.
We discovered that the emissary has a hideout outside the city where she carried out business deals. She had documents there proving beyond doubt that she was behind the whole thing.
I suspected as much. But why would she do that?
To get you all to
So
doubt
that the
foreigners.
Nods would have no sympathy
Yep.
for my people. That they would think we are savages and would have no
To
second
better their own
thoughts about
interests here.
participating in our destruction.
It's horrifying, and I'm furious at the idea that someone could have tried to manipulate our people in this way. This emissary won't get away with it. I promise.
Good.
I don't know anything about your justice system. What will happen during the trial?
Everything takes place in the Admiral's Council Chamber, which
The pretty
you've
room.
already visited. The prosecution, represented by the Alliance's emissary, will present their evidence and their witnesses. We'll be able to cross-examine them, of course, and I'll follow your instructions. Then we'll present our own evidence and witnesses, so all you have to do is tell me who to call and what to present.
They don't want me to bring
The
the carpenter
witnesses
to
and
trial.
evidence will be cross-examined by the emissary, who will do everything in her power to find weaknesses in them. Finally, the council will present its decision, which will hopefully be in our favor.
Okay.
What are the consequences if we lose?
As a rule, we don't sentence foreigners to death. It would be too risky, since we're too dependent on our wealthy clients. But since you're accused of murder, you could end up in jail for a long time, or banished from Yuxantis for life if you're lucky. For Alvida, things are a little different. Although it's rare
Thank
for a
God.
Nod to be sentenced to death for the murder of a foreigner. But if we lose, she'll lose everything. Her rank, her freedom. I hope it doesn't come to that.
I'm tempted to lose and reload just to see what the dialogue is by losing. Just, you know, they've obviously thought out this game and have different contingencies for certain outcomes. So I'd be curious to know what the negative outcome of the trial would be.
We think we're ready for the trial.
I think we have more than enough to clear you.
I think so too.
Remember to give me all the documents I'll need to show, as well as the names of the witnesses, and we can go.
I'd like to start with the
Don't
documents
forget
before we
that
do the
during
witnesses.
the trial, it will be up to you to tell me who to call and what to share.
Maybe I should have saved before we did this. Oh dear. I haven't saved. In a long time.
Defendants, take your seats. The trial is about to begin. We are gathered here before Admirals Cabral and Barcelos. I shall be representing the inhabitants of this island. Our aim is to clarify the events that took place in front of the Ink Mistress's workshop, which led to the deaths of several of the Bridge Alliance emissaries' escorts. The emissary will represent the prosecution. Is the emissary here and ready to present her arguments?
I am. And I will prove, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that these savages murdered my escort and brought chaos to this island.
The defendants are Captain Alvida and the group of foreigners who are her guests. They are represented by the master of the shipyard.
We are also
Alvida?
ready.
Very well. The prosecution has the floor.
Your honors, Noughts, I come here to seek justice for the lives of my men who were murdered on your streets.
Can't get off your crown.
And I
it's
will
so
prove
ugly.
to you
I mean,
that
so are you,
these
but the crown's
savages
just
are the
ugly.
killers.
Please explain how your men ended up in this part of town, when they were supposed to be part of your escort.
I'd given them the afternoon off, so I assume they were sightseeing. That's when they were attacked by these islanders and their companions.
Why would they do that?
Because they're savages. Ever since my people first set foot on Teer Fradeean, we witnessed nothing but savagery. They constantly reject any form of progress. They kill people, massacre them if need be, and then pass themselves off as victims. They lure far more sophisticated people into their nets and make them pay for their crimes. Which explains why these eminent representatives of other peoples from the continent, as well as Captain Alvida, are here.
This whole speech sounds like an indictment, but you haven't provided any evidence.
This is true. Do you have any evidence or witnesses to call?
I do. I call Longshoreman Duarte to the stand.
Well, where is your witness,
How
emissary?
did she not know he wasn't here?
I don't have the slightest idea.
You're wasting our time, emissary. Do you have any other witnesses?
I'll call the head guard.
The head guard didn't show up until after the fight.
Don't worry. We can cross-examine him if you wish.
Yes, we will. Thank
Very
you.
well. Can you tell us what you witnessed that day?
We were on patrol in the neighborhood, and a longshoreman came to tell us that some savages had attacked a group of
He even just
Alliance
admitted
foreigners.
that he
We
wasn't
got
there
there
till
as quickly
afterwards.
as we could, but by the time we arrived, the savages were putting away their weapons, and the others were lying dead on the ground.
Is there any way they could have just been passing by and had drawn their weapons to assist my men?
No, they were covered in the men's blood.
I wasn't, but
And we
okay.
saw them finish off the last one as we approached. I'm sorry. I wish we'd gotten there sooner. We could have saved your men.
You did your duty. What could you have possibly done in the face of such savagery?
Well, I'd like to think that
happened
they were
next?
stronger than us as
We wanted
trained
to arrest
guards.
them, but the master of the shipyard intervened and reminded us that we could only arrest the captain.
A law that's difficult to swallow when it's obvious that the ones it benefits are the true culprits, and the innocent must shoulder the burden of their crimes.
In the context of this court, you will abstain from criticizing our laws, emissary.
Of course, forgive me. I have no further questions for this witness.
Does the defense wish to question the
Absolutely, we
witness?
do. Yes.
Ask him if he can confirm who started the attack.
According to your own testimony, you did not witness the attack, yet you arrested the captain.
Well, those men have been killed, and it was obvious that the captain and her friends were responsible for their deaths.
Really? Would the scene you discovered have been different if these people were the victims of a vicious attack and were only defending themselves?
I suppose the scene would have been the same, yes. But the longshoreman.
Since the longshoreman isn't here, what he told you can't be trusted. What was the first thing the defendants said to you when you tried to arrest them?
They were only defending themselves.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Now that the prosecution has presented its evidence and witnesses,
Start
it's
with
time
the
for
evidence, not the
defense
witnesses.
to present its case.
It's our turn now.
The
What would you like us to
evidence.
present first?
We shall now proceed to show our evidence.
We would now like to present some evidence that has come to light in the course of our investigation.
Evidence? Evidence of what?
Didn't even know the ship was
Emissary,
missing.
the defense has the floor. Please allow the master of the shipyard to present his case.
I have here a document signed by this very emissary, which mentions an agreement with a certain Duarte who works as a longshoreman. The document states that this man is to alert the head guard that an attack is taking place against the Alliance's men. It also states that he will have to testify before this court and specifically identify the natives from Teer Fradeean as being behind the attack. The reward for this service is a very substantial sum of money.
It must be a forgery. A forgery created by the defendants to escape a fair punishment.
As our master librarian is a handwriting specialist, I suggest that he examine this contract and give us his expert opinion on the matter.
I will look into this during the deliberations.
Oh, damn it.
Have you found any other evidence?
We would like to present this report, which was found in a hideout, where this very emissary was participating in suspicious activities.
How dare you? What kind of scandalous accusation is that?
Explain yourself, master of the shipyard. It is highly unusual to describe the person representing the prosecution in this manner.
How else can I describe the activities that required the emissary to travel to an obscure cabin in the inland territory? Not to mention the fact that this report describes these activities
I don't know what she
in
was doing,
great
technically
detail.
speaking.
Lies. Lies and more lies. An outrageous forgery.
Let the defense continue.
The emissary and her men were obviously making deals
Oh,
with
this is
some of our
contraband. Okay,
more
cool.
law-averse knots to smuggle contraband.
I thought he was trying to say it was
For
something
shame.
else.
Master, I'm counting on you to give us these documents so that we can find the culprits.
She's right before
Yes. We won't let a few bad apples spoil the guild's reputation.
And just how did you find this obviously forged report?
You may ask your questions when the defense has finished. Carry on, master of the shipyard.
In addition to the highly instructive explanations of their smuggling activities, these documents also include a very important element that is of interest in these proceedings. The attack is clearly planned out in detail. The head guard was to be alerted as soon as it took place. If the Alliance men were able to kill the natives, the captain and her companions, then the testimony of the longshoreman and the head guard was to have cleared them of any suspicion. If not, well, we've all seen how the rest of the plan was to play out.
Nonsense! This is unacceptable.
Why would the emissary have planned such a dire scheme that would surely put the lives of her men at risk?
The report is very clear on this point. The aim was to decidedly tarnish the natives' reputation in our eyes. Some are starting to raise their voices here against what's happening in Teer Fradeean, especially concerning the deportation of the natives. If we all thought the natives were savages and beasts, we'd have fewer scruples about dealing with them. Wouldn't we?
That's exactly what they are!
That's
Animals.
enough, ma'am. How dare you?
We will study this report
dialogue's missing.
carefully. And if it proves to be true, you'll be the one to answer for it.
Master, do you have any further evidence to submit?
No, we have nothing further to present to the court.
So we're not doing the witnesses. See, the problem is, he didn't let me choose which pieces of evidence. He just kind of went with all of it. So I'm afraid if we call the witnesses, even though I don't get a choice, I literally have to press the button. I'm afraid it's just going to call both the Ink Mistress and Silvio to be questioned, but I don't want him to be questioned now. I'm thinking that he absolutely should not be called.
I call the Ink Mistress
See,
to the
there's no
stand.
choice given, so I'm afraid we're screwed by
Can
having
you
convinced
tell us what
Alvida to let him
happened during the attack in front of your workshop?
testify.
I was inside my workshop at the time of the attack, and unfortunately, I didn't see the fight.
That's a very useful
Oh, shut up,
testimony.
you.
The prosecution will refrain from commenting until the floor is opened. Continue, Mistress.
I didn't see anything, but I did hear what happened. I clearly heard someone shouting something before the fighting started.
Can you tell us what was shouted?
Not entirely, but I distinctly heard the words savage and traitor.
It was the native who was shouting as she threw herself at my
Why
men.
would she call them savages?
No, I didn't recognize the voice. It wasn't any of the defendants. It was a different voice. What's more, I'd like to add that the defendants were thoughtful, not the savages they've been made out to be.
Character witness.
Thank you,
Great.
Mistress. It seems clear that the attack was preceded by insults that were proffered by the emissary's men. This contradicts her version of the events.
I don't believe a word of it.
Madam, we have tolerated
about to
your
say, when are you
repeated
gonna get up
interruptions,
her?
despite our requests to respect the protocol.
Fine her.
But we will not tolerate you questioning the word of an eminent figure on our island. Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
No, I have no questions for the venerable mistress.
Would you like
No.
to call Silvio the Carpenter to testify?
No.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
I'm agreeing with
I'll
all
let
of
you
you.
decide.
Look, I would like to put him on the stand because I still think that no matter what people's opinions of him, having him have seen and witnessed the whole thing has to be worth something. But Zahida is just going to absolutely tear the man to shreds, so no.
I don't know this island well enough. So, I'll take Alvida's advice. We'd better not call him to the stand.
Although his testimony is the most complete, I agree with you.
Does the defense have any other witnesses to call?
No, we do not.
I was thinking of calling Alvida to the stand.
Okay.
You are all witnesses, but her word carries more weight
Yeah.
here than yours. What do you think?
Character witness. Yeah.
Call Alvida. She can testify for us all.
I'm more than willing to answer your questions. And those of this snake.
You can't say that
I
in
call
court.
the defendant, Captain Alvida, to the stand. Can you introduce yourself and tell us what happened that day, in your own words?
My name is Captain Alvida. I had just received my new ink when it happened.
Can you remind the court of what you did to earn this new rank?
I sailed from the coast of Tynea to Yuxantis in a fisherman's skiff.
A true feat. Please continue.
I would have asked, why were you
Barely
forced
set
to
foot
do
outside
so?
the ink mistress's shop when a group of alliance men approached. One of them shouted at us that we were savages and traitors to our people, and that they were going to show us our true place. Then they attacked us. Fortunately, we were able to defeat them. It was only then that the head guard arrived. He wanted to arrest everyone, and you stopped him. So I was the only one who was taken to jail, since my friends here were my guests.
Thank you, Captain. I have no further questions.
Does the prosecution have any questions for this witness?
She will.
Of course. Captain, are you sure your savage
It's not
friend
moving.
here didn't attack my men before you had time to see it? You wouldn't be the first person to trust in these animals and be betrayed by them.
I'm absolutely certain that the events took place just as I described them.
Oh, more
Your
missing dialogue.
attachment to defending this wretch proves her hold over you. She's turned you into his puppet, to the point where you're willing to lie for her.
Enough. I won't let you attack a witness when you're suspected of having paid off yours.
I have no further questions.
Master, we have no further witnesses.
We have nothing more to add.
The defense has presented all of its evidence, and will now defer to the Council's judgment.
In that case, we will now take leave to
Take the
deliberate.
documents with you.
Can't I plead my case?
You already have.
If you were hoping to make a case for your ideas, you should know that's not how things work around here. The witnesses and the evidence are presented, and anyone can examine and refute them, but the final decision is the Council's. We'll return once a unanimous decision has been made. The Council has come to a decision, and I'll let Admiral Cabral announce the verdict.
Given the evidence that was presented, we have come to the conclusion that the defendants are innocent.
Yay.
This is a travesty.
Silence. We don't have enough evidence to prove your responsibility in this tragic affair.
I mean, I think you
However,
do.
we shall keep a close eye on you from now on, so you'll have a Nort escort with you at all times. I advise you to finish your business here quickly and return to Tynea as soon as possible. And don't even think about troubling our exonerated guests again.
The Council has ruled, and the court is adjourned.
You're free, and may do as you please until you're ready to board your ship, Captain.
You ship the ship?
Despite the
You found it?
trial, I've had the shipyard working on it.
What?
And it'll be ready to sail with the tide tomorrow.
Captain, I know what you think of me, what everyone thinks of me. But could I have a word with you?
What is it?
I hear you're looking for your mother's logbook. I know where it is.
Side quest.
Is that so? How could you possibly know that?
I'll tell you when the time comes. But I'm gonna need your help before I can tell you what I know.
My help? You dare to ask for my help after what you did?
I have no other choice. Think it over, and if you're interested, come and see me at my workshop.
I bloody hope that that ship was already practically on the verge of being completed, because we haven't even spent one night here. Well, I mean, maybe in-game time, probably one night. Yeah, so I really hope that it was already built and it was just the finishing touches that needed to be done. What have we got here? Oh god, no. I have all the others already, and that's back to bows. Okay, and all these are locked. What's this? Hurtful words. I have no interest in this. Reinforcement? I don't have any interest, I'm going to be honest, in any of these abilities, because I'm only interested in things that do damage, and I already have my knockdown and the whirlwind thingy. Maybe that is that. No, it's not my whirlwind. Maybe it is. Balance charge. So I don't really need anything else. You know? Reduces the cooldown for healing and spells. Applies mighty. Allows you to heal yourself or an ally who's in range. It's cheaper though. It's much cheaper. We're back to diplomacy. Yep. I haven't even found a merchant in the city. Oh no, I found one merchant. I don't feel like that's enough. What do you want? You can have that, I guess. Sure. Why not? Alrighty. Alvida. I guess I'll go speak to her back at the inn. How do you guys react to that court proceeding? It was fine, right? Fine.
Well done. You've managed to get out of this scrape brilliantly.
Thank you.
I hold this emissary and her vision of the world in the highest contempt. I'm glad you were able to put her in her place.
Thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
I like her in this game more than I liked her in the first game. That's for sure.
Ah, my daughter's strange
Knew
companions. I suppose I owe you an
This is
apology.
the first time it's
if
been
I hadn't
mentioned.
been involved with that emissary, you wouldn't have had to prove your innocence in this mess. Take time to rest and celebrate the end
I
of
feel
this
like it should have been
sordid
brought up
affair.
earlier.
When you have a moment, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. A favor you could do for me, for which I'm willing to pay
It
handsomely.
absolutely should have
Now.
come up earlier.
Unless you have any questions.
Why are you only now telling me about Alvida? And why is it not something I can ask you about? So I wonder if
Thank you for
Alvida
your
has a
time.
line
You're welcome.
now that he's said it openly. Let's go to the inn and talk to her. Unless she's going to speak to us outside. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy thinking and writing. Did he say to meet him at his home? Because we're next to his home. We may as well do that from here.
Thank you.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you for getting me out of there. I'm sorry that even here, you've once again been victim to the Alliance's evil schemes. But I'll get you home. I swore I would do it, and I shall. Tomorrow we'll have a ship. And even if I can't take you to Teer Fradeean straight
Where's
away,
her cheek tattoos?
it's a first step.
Hold up, hold up, hold up.
You say you want
Her
to
new
take us
tattoos are
home,
missing.
but in the next breath, you tell us we have to wait.
Because this kind of expedition is incredibly expensive. Sailing to Teer Fradeean takes months and costs a fortune. You're going to need a protector. A patron. But don't look at me. I don't have a coin to my name. My family does, though.
I know someone who wants to go home, too.
Not in the least. I'm very happy to be here with you. You're far less dangerous than my uncle.
We can choose our destination once we're aboard the ship. In the meantime, we can take a break at the tavern or go for a walk. Anything you like. As long as there are no bars on the windows.
Okay, definitely going to the inn. Because we can literally fast travel back here to go to Barcelos's abode. How very lofty. Oh, the inn is literally right here. Let me go see Alvida, see if her tattoos have appeared again. And also speak to her. Oh, and Sadia. Sadia's still here? Oh no, Sadia's gone. Where can I meet Sadia again? Where's Alvida? Also, I wasn't paying attention to her dialogue because I was too busy. Oh, there she is. Checking out her lack of tattoos. Are they back? No, she's full on missing them now.
Do you need my services? My advice?
Wow. Her tattoos are just completely gone. I want to ask about your father, damn it. That's not an option.
You must be very proud to
I
have
don't
been
know if I've
named
asked this one yet
captain.
or not.
Of course. And I'm all the more proud that I got my new rank as a result of an achievement. That's not always the case, you know. Sometimes the only thing that counts is your length of service.
Oh,
But this rank
I agree with you
offers me
then.
such an opportunity. I'll finally be able to make my voice heard on things that are important to me. Maybe I'll be able to convince the guild to stop its involvement in human trafficking.
That seems awfully ambitious.
In any case, I'll do everything in my power to make that happen.
Great. No, I wish just pressing circle got me out of this
I won't bother
conversation
you any longer.
entirely.
See you soon.
I don't have to hit leave. Kind of sucks. What are my actual objectives? The Isle of the Nords. Wait for her ship to be ready in 24 hours. Okay, well let's go to Barcelos's abode. And then we'll go upstairs and sleep and then we can move on. Do I want to speak to Nilan ever again in my life? Absolutely not. He can rot in this inn for all I care. Okay, so this is weird that there was only literally one side quest. feels like it should have been more. That's just one quest, really. Very sad. Anyway. Barcelos, are you in your home? Oh, but I can't enter his home. Oh, I can't even... I can't even help him with his issue. Because I don't think it's in early access. Okay, well, let's go sleep for the night and be off in the morning. Not much else I can see to do around here. I wonder where Sadia went though. She's just poofed. Ooh, we could have had a lavish chamber like this. And instead we have the room with all the single beds. Like it's an infirmary or a children's dormitory. Ugh, whatever. I am just going to put on the other outfit. Though I think I'm going to keep this one because I like how it looks on me. I'm just going to put this one on to see what it looks like. I mean, it kind of does suit me. I kind of like the other colours on me though. The other colours were lovely. I'll wear it for a bit.
Alvida left for the port at dawn. She was excited to see her ship at last.
I'm hardly
surprised. Are we going to meet her?
Yes, we are. Are you broken, Sybil? Well, she's coming along, so she can't have been too broken. Where's the staircase? I'm breaking into someone's room. Who lives here? A chest lives here. Thank you, whoever is the mechanical person in my party. Ludwig, probably. All the things I won't use. Thank you. Okay, now I've completely missed with the staircases. Oh, it was literally to the right, not the left of the door. I knew that. Definitely no Sadia. Okay. Oh. My pants are really ugly with this outfit. That's what I was wearing before, right? I mean, don't really have much of a choice. I look ridiculous. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Ew. Hold up. No. What was I must have been wearing this, actually. Yeah. That's right. Most of the boots are covered. It looks disgusting, but not as disgusting. Where's Alvida? Is that my ship? That's not a ship. That's a boat, man. That's too tiny. How's that going to get us places?
There you are. I'm happy to see you out of that courtroom and cleared of those ridiculous accusations. Captain Alvida has already returned to her ship and is busy preparing for your journey. When you're ready, just say the word and we'll take you aboard too.
I'm ready. Leave Xantus.
We're ready.
In that case, climb into this boat and it will take you aboard. Godspeed.
Thanks. Aw, that's the big end of early access. Someone said there was a puzzle in New Xantus. Where's the supposed puzzle that they were talking about? I don't know, but that's the end of early access. So, Greedfall 2: The Dying World. It has so much potential because I could already see the fun and all the quests, both side and main, just like the first game had. I like the characters, the dialogue is really well written, particularly Sybil. I'm just adoring her dialogue. So there's, and as I said before, Vredenger's diplomatic dialogue as well is absolutely sensational. So I have so much here that I love already. The graphics are, sorry, I forgot to put streamer mode on Discord, so it's just going to beep for a bit. The graphics are fairly good, given we're a AA company. We don't have much optimization at the moment. I'm sure it's coming. I had to turn off the camera shake because I was getting motion sick. Now I'm fine, but I still find the surroundings are a bit blurry and whatnot, and you know, things are janky and stuff visually, but it's, the basis of it is there. The only thing that's not there is the combat. It's a janky, clunky mess, and it needs so much work before it can be presented in a form fit for public consumption. I mean, technically public can pay and play the game at the moment, but you know what I mean, outside of early access. Because I don't find the combat even remotely functional at present. It's not fun, it's boring, you sit there and it's an auto attack simulator, it's shit. Your abilities, you keep getting stunned or staggered by enemies, so your abilities take forever to be able to use them. Your action points virtually never reappear in combat through your auto attacks like they're supposed to, so I barely use abilities. And then to just figure out that my companions aren't even using abilities. Like, why are they here if they're not using their abilities? I don't understand. They're just literally auto-attacking their way to victory, and I can't even fathom the fact that they're doing way more damage than I am with their auto-attacking. That's just sad. But yeah, they need to be pulling their weight and using the abilities I unlock for them. I am not here to hold their hand and micromanage them. This isn't a turn-based game. This isn't like, you know, a CRPG. I know they're CRPGs, but I want to call them a CTTRPG because the CRPG is just a Chinese RPG. I want it to be a computer tabletop role-playing game. You know, like the Pathfinder games or any of, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, anything based on D&D and whatnot. This game is not them, where you have every character acting in sequence in combat in their own turn, in which case, yes, happy to control my companions, that's what the game is about. But that's not what this game is. It's like some strange system that just wants you to micromanage the entire way through, and I don't want to micromanage. These fuckers can learn to be self-sufficient. I'm not their babysitter. And the devs have even openly said, like, if you don't like the RTS or version of the games, just, you don't need to engage in it, just play it. And I was like, well, you can't play it, they don't use their abilities, so I don't even know how that's meant to be feasible. So this game is currently in no form whatsoever to be shipped as a full game. It needs so much work on the combat. I would rip it out and start again, honestly. I wouldn't even bother fixing what's currently there, but I know that's not going to happen because there are some people who are happy about this RTS system. On the Discord, a lot of people are saying, it's just like the combat system from Dragon Age Origins. It's so cool and it's got so much promise. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a single thing about the combat from Dragon Age Origins. Why? Probably because I didn't like it. The only thing I remember was the story because it was fucking phenomenal. I could not tell you one single thing about the combat in that game because I find it so unmemorable. So to say that this is just like that and it's great isn't a good thing. You want better combat that is memorable and that people actually want to play, because there are so many people also in the Discord going, yeah, no, I'm turned off by this combat system. I'm not going to play the game on release. You're losing your target audience because of the way you've structured your combat. And it's so bad. So as much as I enjoyed the story and the quests and, you know, everything looks pretty cool. I mean, a lot of characters are still super ugly, but I'm sure there's time for that. And not the biggest deal breaker in the world because the story is so good, but the combat has to be fixed before anything else can continue. But anyway, if you guys stuck around for my critique of early access, thank you so much. And I don't know if there'll be any more early access content or whether I will just see you in the main game release. But either way, see you next time.